Chapter 12 is about a very hot topic, business analytics. Our discussion begins with a broader topic, business intelligence, which is a broad category of applications, technologies, and processes for gathering, storing, accessing, and analyzing data to help business users make better decisions. BI technologies provide historical, current, and predictive views of business operations. The most popular BI tool is Excel spreadsheet due to its highly flexible analytical support and intuitive interface. Business analytics, what this chapter is about, is a subset of BI according to expert Thomas Davenport. Business analytics refers to the skills, technologies, practices for continuous iterative exploration and investigation of past business performance to gain insight and drive business planning. Business intelligence answers the question, where is the problem? Whereas business analytics answers the question, what is the best or worst that can happen? The chapter opening case is about ConocoPhillips, which is an American multinational energy corporation headquartered in the Energy Corridor District of Houston, Texas, in the United States. ConocoPhillips uses dashboards to monitor real-time data. ConocoPhillips addressed employee resistance to using Plot by centralizing the monitoring process. Refer to another case in your book. It's about business, how much rent can you charge? The Blackstone Group Incorporated is a multinational private equity, alternative investment management and financial services firm based in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. As the largest alternative investment firm in the world, Blackstone specializes in private equity, credit, and hedge fund investment strategies. Blackstone Group initially focused on the most depressed housing markets in Atlanta, Georgia. RentRange uses predictive analytics to provide information about purchasing foreclosed and low-priced single-family homes and then renting them out. RentRange is currently in a housing industry, but could move to the credit card industry. Section 12.1 is about managers and decision-making. Managers have critical roles in organizations. For example, managers may play the role of information disseminator. Managers also make critical decisions about resources that are limited. Let's talk about why managers need IT support. The chapter describes elements that inform a framework for computerized decision analysis. In other words, a framework for describing how information technology supports managers in their roles. The first thing we need to understand is what type of control managers have over organizations. In simple terms, managers have immediate, intermediate, and strategic control over the organization. At the organization's lowest level, we have operational control. These managers focus on executing specific tasks efficiently and effectively in alignment with higher level plans. In the middle of the organization, we have managerial control. Middle managers, tasked with some of the primary functions of management, set performance standards, measure performance, and take corrective actions when necessary. At the top of the organization is strategic planning. These are top-level managers who engage in the organizational process of defining its strategy or direction and making decisions on allocating its resources to pursue this strategy. It may also extend to control mechanisms for guiding and implementation of the strategy that will be adopted by the lower levels. We also need to understand problem structure. Structured problems are straightforward problems which can be determined and solved by repeating examination and testing on the problems. Structured problems are usually based on math or facts. We also have unstructured decisions. These involve a dynamic process where an individual must create an alternative because one is not available or provided. In this type of decision, an individual may not have formed preferences or may not know the path to arrive at a solution. Unstructured problems are fuzzy and complex. Between these two extremes, structured and unstructured, we have semi-structured. These are decisions in the middle between the two that require some human judgment and at the same time some agreement on the solution method. The yearly employee evaluation in an organization is a semi-structured problem because it involves known facts as well as intuitive feel. Finally, our framework is informed by the nature of decisions. There are three basic phases of decision making. First is intelligence. This involves scanning the environment either intermittently or continuously. It includes monitoring the results of the implementation of a decision-making process and examining a problem when it first occurs. In this case, we are defining the problem and the information that's necessary to solve the problem. Here we are trying to discover the requirements that are necessary to make choices in design later on. The next phase is the design phase. This is where one or more designs are developed with which the problem result can apparently be achieved. Depending on the subject of the project, the products of the design phase can include diagrams, sketches, flowcharts, screen designs, prototypes, and any other graphic impression that will help us conceive of potential solutions. Validation of these models occurs in the design phase. Finally, we have choices. The choice phase involves selecting a course of action from those available and implementing that choice. You can see from this explanation that we engage in intelligence design choice all day long, for simple decisions such as what to eat for lunch, to complicated decisions such as what type of language we will use to write a strategic system. So the elements we have talked about come together to form this decision matrix. Each of the decision and organizational elements discussed previously is used to develop the decision matrix shown here. It includes 9 distinct cells for decisions in modern organizations. All of these cells are supported by IT in some way. For example, cell 1 on the top left involves structured decisions at the operational control, the lowest level in the organization. These were the first decisions supported by IT in the 1950s, but organizations continue to innovate to avoid obsolescence. Cell 9 involves strategic planning decisions that are unstructured. Modern organizations continue to be challenged by supporting these decisions with IT. Within this cell, you can see that R&D tasks are strategic and unstructured. Dashboards are the most cutting-edge technology for supporting decisions real-time in modern organizations. Here we see the various capabilities of dashboards. For example, drill down is the ability to go into details in the organization, into specific databases all over the world. It gives us the ability to look into several levels in the organization, and it can be done by a series of menus or by clicking on a drillable portion of the screen. Key performance indicators are those objective measures that are important for our organization to sustain itself in a competitive environment. For example, revenue, return on investment, overhead, and operational costs are key performance indicators, or KPIs. Status access is the latest data available on KPI, often in real time. Trend analysis is the short, medium, and long-term trends of metrics, which is projected using forecasting methods. Exception reporting involves reporting either exceptionally bad or good performance, often by simply color-coding specific performance values. Section 12.2 asks, what is business intelligence, or BI? BI comprises the strategies and technologies used by enterprises for the data analysis of business information. BI technologies provide historical, current, and predictive views of business operations and may include summaries about the situation in the organization's environment. In the past, BI was used to support top managers. In modern organizations, technology used for BI, such as dashboards, are used at all levels of the organization. Your book provides a section on developing BI applications. Essential to developing BI applications is a data mart which is specific to data warehouse environments used to retrieve client-facing data. The data mart is a subset of the data warehouse and is usually oriented to a specific business line or team. Data marts are used to develop few related BI applications. Modern managers want to develop infrastructure to support enterprise-wide BI. Infrastructure should support current and future BI needs. A crucial component at this level is an enterprise data warehouse. Senior management often provides sponsorship, approval, and funding. Impacts and benefits are felt throughout the organization. Small companies typically use Excel for their BI. Companies also want to use BI to support organizational transformation. BI is used to fundamentally transform the ways in which a company competes in the marketplace. BI supports a new business model and it enables the business strategy. Sponsorship, approval, and funding originate at the highest organizational levels. Impact on personnel and processes can be significant, and the benefits are organization-wide. CPM is closely aligned with the support for organizational transformation. Your book has a case. It's about business predicting airplane arrivals more accurately. Crowdsourcing is a sourcing model in which individuals or organizations obtain goods and services, including ideas, voting, microtasks, and finances, from a large, relatively open, and often rapidly evolving group of participants. Alaska Airlines used crowdsourcing to solve their flight delay problems. Airline predictions were off by an average of 7 minutes. GE's goal for FlightQuest is to create smart assistants for pilots. Another interesting case is It's About Business. Cardlytics analyzes customer buying behaviors. Cardlytics services the banking industry. The main purpose of Cardlytics is to track and understand consumer buying behavior. A major issue facing Cardlytics is privacy. Section 12.3 describes multidimensional analysis as an approach to BI. In statistics, econometrics, and related fields, multidimensional analysis is a data analysis process that groups data into two categories: data dimensions and measurements. For example, a data set consisting of the number of wins for a single football team at each of several years is a single-dimensional data set. This is simply a list of wins for one team over time. You can add another dimension to this by listing multiple teams over time. That would be a multidimensional data set. Multidimensional analysis is also called OLAP, which we have defined earlier. Data mining is the process of discovering patterns in large data sets involving methods at the intersection of machine learning, statistics, and database systems. Data mining helps explain why it happened. Data mining involves taking a large block of data and calculating relationships like correlation coefficients to find out what variables are related to one another. For example, Coca-Cola sales could be related to umbrella sales, and this would spur our management team to figure out why that is the case. A decision support system is an information system that supports business or organizational decision-making activities. DSS are uniquely capable of supporting ad hoc or on-demand decisions as they are needed. There are several methods for decision support. One is sensitivity analysis. This is the study of the impact that changes in one or more parts of a decision-making model have on other parts. In other words, we're trying to figure out how sensitive our model or results are to changes in various inputs. Another decision support tool is the what-if analysis. If you are trying to figure out the impact of a 2 versus 4% inflation rate on your profit, that is a what-if analysis. So a what-if analysis allows the user to change inputs to see the impact on a calculated result. Another approach is goal-seeking analysis. This focuses on the outputs rather than the inputs. A goal-seeking analysis allows the user to change the result to see the impact on inputs needed to arrive at that result. Suppose you want to ensure your Northwest Division generates at least $2 million in revenue. You then use goal-seeking analysis to determine how much advertising dollars and how many salesmen need to be hired. Section 12.4 is about BI applications for presenting results. The state-of-the-art here is the dashboard, which is a type of graphical user interface which often provides at-a-glance views of key performance indicators relevant to a particular objective or business process as they occur. In other usage, dashboard is another name for a progress report. Because of the graphical nature of dashboards, color coding of objects is often employed to differentiate quickly between like objects, such as branches achieving a profit versus losing money. Standards have evolved in the development of dashboards. For example, the color blue in the management cockpit represents performance of internal processes and employees. In the image here, you see a management cockpit comprised of many dashboards. Data visualization is the graphic representation of data. It involves producing images that communicate relationships among the represented data to viewers of the images. This communication is achieved through the use of systematic mapping between graphic marks and data values in the creation of the visualization. Reality mining is a type of data visualization technology. Reality mining is the collection and analysis of machine-sensed environmental data pertaining to human social behavior with the goal of identifying predictable patterns. In 2008, MIT Technology Review called it one of the 10 technologies most likely to change the way we live. A related category of data visualization is geographic information systems. This is a computer-based system for capturing, integrating, manipulating, and displaying data using digitized maps. For example, using GIS, a single map could include sites that produce pollution, such as factories, and sites that are sensitive to pollution, such as wetlands and rivers. Such a map would help people determine where water supplies are most at risk. GIS applications include both hardware and software systems. Based on the image you see here, a GIS system includes multiple layers of data. Real-time business intelligence is a concept describing the process of delivering business intelligence or information about business operations as they occur. Real-time means near to zero latency and access to information whenever it is required. Refer to the case It's About Business. Geographic information systems have many uses. Environmental Systems Research Institute is an international supplier of GIS. 70% of GIS users employ ESRI products. The chapter closing case is about sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis algorithms are replacing traditional polling data in political elections. Sentiment analysis extracts subjective information in source materials, which is particularly useful in social media. Sentiment analysis algorithms use simple terms to express sentiment about a product or service, so sarcasm makes it difficult to classify online content as positive, negative, or neutral. The entertainment industry primarily uses sentiment analysis to improve their marketing campaigns. This concludes Chapter 12 on Business Analytics. Thank you.